One more time before we move on to our adjourned calendar. Danielle Miller, 61 North Ocean Avenue, seeks permission to open an organic nail salon. Subject premises are located in the D3 business zone. Good evening, thank you for. And as I mentioned, for the record, the applicant has met with this board in a public work session in the past. You have the receipts for the mailing.
I do.
For posting.
I only got 7 out of the ones back then.
That's very nice.
Okay.
If you would please state your name and address for the record, and then tell us all about what you're hoping to do.
Okay, my name is Danielle Miller. The address is 61 North Ocean Avenue, Patchogue, New York, 11772. I'm looking to open up an organic nail salon. A chemical-free mani-pedi is sort of our slogan. So what makes this a little bit different than a normal nail salon is anytime you walk into any other nail salon, you get hit with a whole bunch of fumes, a whole bunch of chemicals coming at you. That's from the polish, the remover, the acetone, the acrylic, the glue. Okay, so you wouldn't walk into my nail salon and experience any of that, okay, because none of that can be found there. So our polish is made by a company called Karma Organics, which is free of all the major chemicals, including formaldehyde. That goes also along with their nail polish remover. It's a 3-part process, which is soak, scrub, polish. Our soaks are all vinegar-based. Our scrubs are all sugar-based. So really we're trying to encourage the public to choose an alternative to the toxic sort of nail salons. Also, what makes this a little bit different is no tools that touch an individual touch another individual. The first time you come, you buy a kit, it's $5, it stays in the salon, it goes with you, and that includes everything you need to have the whole process take place. So that's one of our sort of selling points, because cleanliness has been a big issue in these nail salons with fungus and blood, and we're dealing with a lot of stuff, you know, but it's sort of gone unnoticed, but now more problems are arising, so it's become, you know, it's drawn some attention, which is why the governor cracked down on the nail salons in the city so hard in 2015, passing all these new laws and regulations in regards to that. So that's what we plan to do. We don't offer any like acrylic services or nail things like that, so it's all chemical free. We're really marketing to pregnant women, cancer patients, people who are going through things that they need to protect their body. Once a month, if someone is undergoing any active chemo or radiation, they'll be able to come in and get a treatment with no charge. Really, by doing that, it's really my way of giving back, but it's also the way of getting the word out there that, you know, a lot of women and men don't know, you know, that these polishes are toxic, and I would like people who are fighting for their life to know that everything you put on your body, you need to be paying attention to. So I know that that'll really be a way to get that out there and sort of bring the community together in that way. I've already reached out to the chamber, really trying to get something happening, possible talks of a nonprofit, kind of, you know, merged, a way to get that service to make sure it continues, you know, so really want to work on that part of it and really, you know, make sure that that gets out. So.
Sounds interesting. Is this a fairly new trend in this industry?
Yes, I mean, there's really none like it right now.
Certainly none here.
None here. I have, yeah, there's a, if you see, the island is flooded with nail salons. Everywhere you go, in fact, I've seen nail salons literally in the same shopping center before. So yes, it's a flooded industry, but it's a very mundane industry, and sort of everyone has become complacent and accepting that, yeah, you go into these nail salons, you're going to get service, you're going to sit there and breathe in these fumes, these toxins, and nobody's like demanding more, but more and more women and men are not getting their nails done because they're starting to wake up. So to what is really going on. There's been some recent reports, again, that have sort of exposed. Duke University did a big study on, tested a large group of women a few hours after they got their nails done. The reports were alarming, what it did to their hormones, what the levels that it presented in their body. So that sort of was an eye-opening. But yeah, the beauty industry is a big industry. So anytime there's something new, you're going to have some of the kickback. There are always going to be women that get their acrylic done, but you know, those are not my customer, you know, so I believe I have a really strong following, especially in this community, just based on some of the other businesses that we see, more natural markets, you know, a lot of yoga. There's a following here already in Patchogue, and then I think that, you know, it'll spread.
Is this your first foray into the nail salon industry, or do you have, you know, previous experience with this?
No, this is my first venture into the nail salon industry. I have worked for a nonprofit for most of my adult life. I went to school to be an English teacher. Never ended up being an English teacher, and yeah, this was sort of more out of a necessity. I'm looking at it as a business standpoint. I hope to open a few. So yeah.
Now, ordinarily, we actually require applicants who are opening a salon to provide us with a list of chemicals that they're going to be using or storing on site that might be hazardous, and provide that information to the fire marshal. It sounds like there are none in this industry, in this business.
Yeah, I can provide a list of all the ingredients that are in the polish and the remover and the scrubs that I'm making. Also the chemical that we're using to clean, we get from a company in Medford, and he also provided me a full list. It's a plant-based chemical, but it's strong enough to kill blood pathogens, so I can also provide a list of that.
I suppose it would be probably proper to stick with past precedent and provide that, so
yes.
If you could do that subsequent to this application, that would be great. We have a floor plan here. Are you having to do a lot of modifications to this facility? Bring in fixtures, I assume?
Wood floors we put down over the weekend. We painted. There's a mural being painted in there right now with some shelvings that will be put up. Not putting up a wall, actually just got a small divider for like a chair where they're gonna sit and get waxing done. But other than that, the space was really beautiful. It was pretty much brand new. The tenant before was really only there for a short period of time. They had just redone it. So there's really no major remodeling going on.
Okay. What kind of staff are you gonna provide? Just
right now we're looking at 2 full-time, 2 part-time, 1 receptionist. I'll probably be the receptionist for quite some time. Well, maybe not too much time. I think it's going to be pretty good. Hopefully I'll have some time this summer to hang out. But yeah, that's what we're looking at right now.
and proposed hours of operation.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it'll be from 10 to 7. Friday and Saturday is 9 to 7, and Sunday is 9 to 5.
Questions from members of the board?
So the nature of the polishes that you use, everything is organic and natural. I'm assuming you don't need any kind of ventilation or anything like that to funnel any kind of vapors or smells out of there.
The state does require a certain amount of ventilation because of the laws passed, and there's no exceptions. I've been going sort of back and forth with the state because these laws were put in place because of the chemicals, and they want a list of the chemicals. My argument is, I understand there's no exceptions, but you put this in place for this specific reason. I'm not exposing them to that. However, I did get the 2 manicure tables are ventilators that suck in any filings from nails, and they come in, and there's also 2 standing ventilators between. There'll be 3 pedicure chairs, there's 2 ventilators standing there. Because the state may come in and say, we don't care that you're organic, prove, you know, like, who knows, I don't know how the state is, I don't know what's going on.
Who from the state regulates that?
So this is the other part. No one seems to know who regulates that. So I went around, and then I'm calling, they're like, we're the Board of Health, you're not us. So I've been going in like circles. Apparently someone's gonna come see me at some point, at some time, I don't know when, I don't know how. I'm not worried, but it just, I don't think I'm the guy they're after, you know? But yeah, so yes, the state just passed this law, again, 2015, all these nail salon laws happened. And I also had to have a wage bond. I wanted to just let you guys know that the state required that I have a $25,000 wage bond based on my number of employees. If that number happens to go up, I will require to get a little bit more, but that is, my insurance agent for my property and my liability took care of the wage bond as well.
So yeah, you're licensed by the state. Does the County Board of Health also oversee you? I believe they do, don't they?
I think they're probably the ones who would come in and do the state inspection. It is the Department of State that deals with nail salons, right, beauty salons, whatever, but they couldn't tell me who specifically comes in and says, you guys are okay, you guys are not okay. I am licensed by New York State because I have a beauty enhancement license, which is in my name. But as far as who's coming around, I don't know.
Other questions?
Are you gonna be, this location, you're gonna have to utilize the dumpsters out back, correct?
Yes.
You're gonna be producing a lot of garbage?
I already set up an account with Maggios, I think is the way you say it. So, yeah, they assessed and said, you know, I'm really not using much, I'm pretty green, as you can imagine. So, yeah, not too much waste going on, so I already took care of that account. My only question was, right in the back of the salon is parking that's there, and it's 15-minute parking. And I noticed that on that row, most of the parking is 15-minute parking, but all the businesses that are in front of that row aren't really 15-minute businesses. There's a Nationwide, I'm there's the Oyster Bar, and I was just curious as to why it's only 15-minute parking right there when most of the businesses require, they're not like in and out kind of businesses.
That's a municipal lot, I believe, behind you, but well, I would think that'd be more of a question. You might want to go in and talk to the village clerk's office and get some more, they specialize more in the parking regulations. Just so, obviously, I've spoken to a lot of downtown merchants, and they want to make sure that their patrons know what the parking laws are.
Yeah, because that's what I'm concerned about. Someone parking there, sitting there for a pedicure, you know, you're all relaxed, you get out, and you're like, hey, I'm like, well, it says 15 minutes. It's not a ruined
experience, you don't want that.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they'll be happy to help you with that. Any questions from anyone? Thank you, appreciate your answering all of our questions. Would anybody in the audience like to speak either for or against this application? This would be your time to come forward. Seeing nobody, I'll entertain a motion from the board.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the application as presented, subject to all regulations of the village department.
Motion made by Mr. Logan. Second by Mr. Furtman. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So carried. Good luck with the business. Welcome to the village.
Appreciate it.